But let's just say this. If Tchaikovsky ever got a look at what the Brooklyn Ballet has done with his classic creation, the Nutcracker Suite, he'd not only think he was in a different time, he'd wonder if he was on a different planet, which is what makes it so cool that the company will be presenting their Brooklyn Nutcracker in a setting that might have made Tchaikovsky feel right at home, the Brooklyn Museum.
That happens a week from tomorrow, from Wednesday the 7th through Sunday the 11th, and we're delighted to tell you that right now we're joined by some of the minds and the feet behind it. We want to welcome back Lynn Parkerson, founder and artistic director of Brooklyn Ballet. Thank you so much for joining us again, Lynn.
Thank you for having us.
And the creator of wearable technology, which is a big part of the show. You're going to see some LED wired tutus in a couple of minutes. And the woman who designed them is Rebecca Pales-Friedman. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. I'm really excited to be here.
Yay.
You know, as soon as Thanksgiving comes around, people are starting with the Christmas this and the Christmas that.
Yeah, it's time.
It's as soon as Thanksgiving comes, we're like, bam, right into the Christmas season. And here we are yet again at this seasonable time of year. Mm-hmm. But you're rethinking the way we sort of classically think about this piece. So can you tell us a little bit about what went into reimagining the Nutcracker?
Well, I've always wanted to do a Nutcracker. I think every ballet company should have a Nutcracker. Many do. Moving to Brooklyn and starting the Brooklyn Ballet made me think about what could I add or reinvent about the Nutcracker. I danced in many, many Nutcrackers as a child and as a grown-up dancer. And it just felt like it's such a beauty. I love the piece. I love the ballet. But how do we make it something that belongs to Brooklyn, something that incorporates the people, the communities of Brooklyn, and also this day and age. I mean, what can we add in terms of dance, but also in terms of set design, in terms of costuming, to really enhance an already classic, iconic ballet.
So what did you guys do? How did you Brooklynify the show?
As a verb.
Yeah.
Brooklyn as a
like
verb.
Brooklynized. Well, first of all, the Nutcracker itself is made up of the second act Nutcracker. The divertissement involve an Arabian dance, a marzipan dance, which I've incorporated Afro-Caribbean dancers into. There's a few divertissements yet to come, the Chinese and Spanish divertissements. So of course you have these communities here with their incredible dance forms.
Hello.
Yeah, there's no need to balletify those dance forms, in my opinion. So you know, we can bring in the authentic dancers into the production. And then I thought about the character dancing, which is in a lot of the big ballets. You have these long-winded character dances, and I thought, well, what about if today's character dancers, I really feel like, is coming out of the hip hop movement, vernacular, and so I thought that the big magical Uncle Herr Drosselmeyer could be a hip hop dancer, and I've been working with the community since 2005, and then Big Mike, Michael Fields, I did my first Nutcracker choreography with him and with the ballerina. We did the mechanical doll dance together, and for street corners and for tree lightings. And from there, the story just unfolded. More scenes just became obvious that needed to happen. And then last year we brought it all together. And this year we're expanding it even more. And
well, last year you did give us a preview of that as well. I was just sharing that clip with somebody. Now I want to move on to how we sort of update this. We did it with the dance, but now we're doing it with technology. So Rebecca, I want to bring you into the conversation. You know, for people who are just joining us, what is wearable technology?
Wearable technology is a huge field, right? So it could be anything. I mean, technically your eyeglasses. Well, technically your eyeglasses are wearable technology, right?
Yeah.
And it
my
could
watch.
Be your watch and your Fitbit. But now wearable technology can permeate almost everything. So athletes use it often to work on their performance, like to be able to gain time or to be better at what they do. But also we can use it in theater and in dance to not just in costumes, but to create a stronger connection with the audience in a performative way, to engage the costumes in a different level. there's nothing like movement and light together to
Yes.
really be seductive to an audience. And that's what I tried to do with the costumes. I worked on the costumes for the Waltz of the Flowers. And the concept behind the costumes is to sort of mix traditional ballet with this cutting-edge technology. And the juxtaposition of the two is what really, I think it brings like a newness to it. It brings like a new audience and a new appreciation to what traditional art form was and how it could sort of bring itself to, to today and beyond.
Okay, I'm looking at the cover of this, right? Smart textiles for designers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just saw that clip. Can you tell us, Lynn, what that clip was?
Well, there's really two streams of technology going on. There's the LED technology, which we did last year and which we worked with the hacker collaborative hackerspace in Brooklyn, New York City Resistor, and with another costume designer, and they've done the mechanical doll dance and the snowflake dance, which is based on motion sensor, getting information from the dancer's movement, and that then creates how the lights are being
So they're not
visualized.
preset.
There's a program. Yeah, they're not preset. No, the program is preset. But then, if the dancer moves a lot, something happens. If they don't move very much, then something else happens.
Okay, so how do you care? How do you sort of take care of these outfits? Do you have to have a tech person and a garment person?
It's always a combination of two, right? You have to have, like in my case, you have to have a fashion person that really knows how to build and create fashion, but then you have to have the technology person that really understands like circuits, programming, and the electronics, because it's really the combination of the two together. So it's usually you don't find people that are experts in both, so you got to get people that have a little understanding of one but are an expert in the other, so that you can mesh them to create these combinations of technology costumes.
And they're motion responsive?
So did they practice
Yes,
that way? They get a chance to practice with it and know exactly if I do this, then this moves and this moves and. That's wow.
This is so cool. Who are we seeing
That
here?
is literally taking the
That's
performance to
Big
the
Mike.
next level.
That's
Yeah.
Big Mike, and you see his movement is causing the lights to react in a certain way. And that's one area.
It's really popping now.
Oh yeah, and now you can really see the popping. You can't see popping if you're far away, so this allows
But then
popping to
you
be
can see
a big stage form.
Oh wow, this is like
goodness.
taking popping straight to the masses.
Okay,
like
so
the people
I-
in the back row can see it. Like
Yeah.
there's every seat is a good seat in the house.
I didn't realize there was going to be popping and locking in this, Lynn. Tell me about this. Is this the first time you've worked with this type of dance, and how has it been?
No, I've been working since 2005. Big Mike and I have been working together and collaborating. So it's been evolving over time, and the Nutcracker has given an opportunity for us to just keep working, really. And so
What is this sort of technology? How does it enhance the experience? I mean, I'm watching this here on video, but when you're sitting in the audience and you really get a chance to sort of incorporate all these lights in a way that you haven't been able to do before, or in a way that most people have never seen before, what's been the response from the audiences?
Well, I mean, I can tell you one thing that I see is I feel like it really addresses a wider audience, because there's so many people that like their video games and things that are happening in electronics and tech and anything that's got movement and flash and excitement, and it sort of draws you in, so that maybe you weren't attracted to traditional dance before, but with this the juxtaposition of the two, it can really sort of bridge that barrier, so that you can now enjoy like the movement of the body with the combination of the electronics. It makes it just a more enhanced experience. I mean, I'm the technologist. I'm not the dancer, so I don't want to speak for Lynn, but that's how I see it. That I feel like it really bridges that gap between the audience and the dancers.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, I think it makes it way more fun and exciting. And also the idea that you can see movements that you wouldn't have seen before. That's just
All of a sudden,
awesome
people
to
just
me.
perking up like, you didn't
Yeah.
tell me they were going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us about this hoop dancer who's also been brought into the mix.
Well, I found out about this gentleman through a journalist, and we were talking about dance forms coming together, and she happens to work a lot with the Native American dance community, and then there's a hoop dance, and there's a traditional hoop dance in the Nutcracker, and somehow we just started talking about, wow, wouldn't it be great if he came and performed his hoop dance, and this is a traditional hoop dance, but he actually does a hip hop hoop dance, so he has fused the Native American hoop dance with hip hop dancing, which is what's happening out west. And so I was really curious about how he was doing that. And so my hip hop dancers too, so they'll get a chance to collaborate together and find some connections, in addition to him being, having his hoop dance presented as an entr'acte between the first and second act of the Nutcrackers.
It's like going all around the world and staying in one place. Okay, so we have another video. Can you tell us what's going on? I do believe you have a clip of Big Mike performing as Uncle Drosselmeyer, Herr Drosselmeyer?
Yes, yes.
Did I say that right?
Herr Drosselmeyer,
Herr
Drosselmeyer. Yeah, well, Mike and I were, the way we collaborate is, we'll just sort of talk about, I'll talk about this character, and he'll go, oh, Einstein wig, lab coat. I want to be like a scientist, and making a, and so it's like, yeah, that's perfect. And then he's, and so you have Pop and Lock and Ballet. You have this.
You know what? Why don't we just go to the video?
Totally. Should I talk over it?
Dancing.
But I'm just saying, dolls and robots. There's a connection in the classical form and the hip hop form between movement connection.
Okay. We gotta get set.